Welcome to the Intentional Fulfillment Podcast, hosted by your one and only Alan Nogier. I'm here to help you improve in every facet of life and teach you everything I've learned on a journey toward fulfillment, whether in health, relationships, spirituality, or finances. On this podcast, I'll be giving you my best advice, trainings, and mindset shifts so you can become the person capable of achieving anything.
Hey guys, welcome to the Intentional Fulfillment Podcast. I'm your host, Alan Nogier, and today we're going to discuss why it is so important that you commit yourself wholly, give yourself fully to lose oneself to a beautiful endeavor. So let's start off this conversation with why people are not able to commit themselves, right? Because there's so many options, so many possibilities that they more so fear what it might mean to potentially fail. We fear failure. We say, I have a dream, but what if? And the words what if, when applied the way most people apply them towards negativity, are some of the most disempowering words ever. Because when you say, yeah, but what if? What you're doing in your mind is you're existing in a reality where what you want is not possible. And your mind is like a missile, right? It's whatever you focus on is what it thinks towards, is what it moves towards, is how it acts towards, and is how it reacts to. So if you focus on pain and why you can't do something, then the only options and possibilities that you're going to see in your life are going to reflect those that reaffirm that belief. You're going to say, I have a dream of being a famous actor, if you will. But what if I fail? What if I go broke? What if this? What if that? You're going to find any what if just to justify the reasons why you shouldn't step into that, why you shouldn't take a chance. Believing in the what if negative, right? What if bad, whatever X bad reason is you deciding before it's actually happened that is how life works when it comes and applies to you. That you're the kind of person who doesn't make things work. That you're the kind of person who won't figure out what the nuance is. That you're the kind of person who doesn't know what the right steps are or won't be able to figure out what the right steps are. Because the truth is, you're never going to know what the right steps are. Never, never, never. So to think that you need to know it in order to move forward, in order to commit to anything, is an illusion, right? It's a desire for control and security where there exists none. At the end of the day, the only security and trust that you need to have is the one that you are part of the human race. And the human race is designed to face pain, to learn and to adapt, and to grow in the face of the fire that forges character, which is pain itself. When you adopt this mindset, you start to believe, wow, pain, thank you so much. You start embracing the opportunity that pain is. You start to see pain as opportunity, not pain as painful. And that's the problem that most people have, especially when you're in a victim mindset, where you're in a powerless mindset, when you think that there's no reason to believe in yourself, when you forget that you're a part of the human race who is super adaptable, you start to believe that you are the exception to that adaptability, right? You start to believe that you shouldn't commit because you're the exception to the power of how the mind works and how it attracts. If someone else did it, then why couldn't you? I know everyone says that, but actually though, like, what separates you from the life that someone else has that you want? Like, was there really anything fundamentally that separated them? Yeah, beliefs and the mind and the thoughts. But technically, if you took that person who has a life you want and you put them all the way back down to zero, and you started at zero right next to them, they could probably do it again. And so the question is, why wouldn't you able to as well? Well, the answer to that question is because we give in to our limiting beliefs that we shouldn't commit. It's the arsenal of what if this, what if fear, what if scarcity, what if pain, what if X, Y, and Z happened to me? Like, what if? And what if I hurt because of it? It is that belief that disempowers you from being able to commit yourself fully and wholly and entirely give yourself to something that you actually want to give yourself to. It's kind of insane to think that we want this deep inside. We want to give ourselves so badly, yet we struggle so much to do it because we think that it needs to look a certain way. People think that what they want is to achieve. People think what they want is to have the result. I'm here to tell you that that's not really what you want. What you want is to be able to give yourself fully to something. To give yourself fully to something that you love, right? Whether that love is an action, a hobby, a thing you love to do, whatever it is. And that's why even when it comes to people, falling in love with people, the word is falling in love. You don't say rising in love, right? This is something Alan Watts talks about. You don't say rising into love because because when you fall in love, you fall, you remove the walls, you give yourself over, you give yourself to the person you love. And if love is selfish, if it was about rising into love, that wouldn't be love. That's a selfish reason. That's not love towards someone else. In order to fall in love, you need to give yourself away. Right? This doesn't mean allow abuse and neglect and whatever. The point is, right? I'm sure this is not a relationship episode. This is about giving yourself to love. So let's say for me, my passion is writing. I don't want to give myself to writing because I selfishly want to feel a certain way, right? Because if I make it about me, it's not going to work. I have to make it about writing. I need to give myself away, right? So I remember just the other day, I made the promise to myself, I am a writer. And as a writer, as someone who loves you writing, I love you. I commit myself fully to taking care of you. And I ask for nothing in return. I don't need you to take care of me financially. I don't need you to take care of me emotionally. I don't ask anything of you, writing. Dear writing, I love you. I am here for you. And I'm ready to give myself to you. Ever since I made that commitment, I've been waking up every day around 6 or 7 a.m. and been writing. That's the first thing I do. It's the first thing I think of. I'm in love with writing. I have fallen for writing. I have given myself over to writing. And I feel fully committed to writing. In this same way, I've done this with a few things in my life, whether it was personal training when I was a personal trainer. Now it's writing. I want to do this more with speaking, right? And I enjoy doing these and being able to do them. But the point is that a life that is fulfilled, is about giving, right? Giving yourself to something. That is where we find purpose, right? People don't find purpose in selfishly doing something. Isn't it kind of a coincidence that the way people find a purpose is by contributing? I feel purposeful and I feel full because of that contribution towards something greater than myself. I give myself away to something beyond myself. To lose oneself. This is the power also of the present moment. When you become present and entranced, for example, in a meditative state, and you forget the ego that is the I, the ego that is selfish, what are you doing there? You are losing yourself to the wonder of the present moment. Whether you're getting lost in the details of this candle rock, oh my gosh, you just forget of your problems because it's so beautiful. Just like I might overlook this scene here. I'm here in Zakynthos, Greece, and I wake up to this scene every single day, and I get lost looking at that mountain. And when I get lost in present, I forget myself. I lose myself. I give myself away. That's all we want, is to be one and unified with the greater world around us. To be unified and remember who we actually are. Who we actually are is not an ego version of whatever. I am not Alan. You are not Alfred. You're not Brittany. You're not Justin. You are one with this whole universe. You are me and I am you. We are all humans. We are all this planet. We are one with these plants, and when we remember that, or at least we feel we remember, we might not consciously remember that, but we feel we remember it, is when we lose ourselves, right? So the power of committing yourself. I'm not saying commit yourself because of discipline or achievement. Like, yes, those things will come too, technically, right? Because the secret of success is consistency and focus. The same action repeated over and over has a massive compounding effect. And if you want to have success, technically, you focus and repeat the same consistent action. But you don't, I'm not here to tell you to do that because you are trying to achieve success. Don't do it for those reasons. Do it because to commit yourself with focus and consistency to an endeavor that you love, to an endeavor that you're willing to lose yourself to an endeavor that you're willing to sacrifice everything for, because you're committed to taking care of it. To do that is to lose yourself. To do that is to face every single fear and realize that the fear is nothing when there's a purpose as to why you face it. There's a reason to walk through the fire that forges the character, to learn yourself, to see the universe, to see your part as one connected with the universe. That is the result of what happens when you commit yourself to. Okay, so now the question is, what should you commit yourself to? I'm going to do another episode on the power of your values so I can help you more deeply identify that. But for right now, what I want you to commit yourself to is the thing that you value most. And what you value most is not what you tell me it is, not what you think it is. It's what your consistent actions show you it is and how they make you feel. The thing that you love to do, that you feel you get to do, that you look forward to doing before you do it, and while you're doing it, you feel totally empowered. And guess what? After it, you don't feel drained, but you actually feel lifted. You feel full. You feel like you have more to give. Do that thing. That is the thing you commit to. And when you commit to it, don't ask anything in return. Don't commit to it for selfish reasons. Give yourself away to it. And I guarantee you, when you can find that feeling inside, that you can give yourself wholly to something, that you would walk 1,000 miles for it. Or as the song goes, I would walk 500 miles, right? Or ain't no valley mountain high enough, or ain't no valley low enough to keep me from getting to you. There's nothing I wouldn't do to give myself to this endeavor. When you can be in the presence of that endeavor and lose yourself to it and thus be present, you will find that feeling of fullness. And that is the importance of committing oneself. That is the importance of giving yourself wholly to something in this world. Find what it is. And if you don't know what it is, screw it. You don't need to know before you can give yourself wholly. Give yourself to something. If you are struggling with being broke, give yourself wholly to committing to being wealthy. And then along that path, you'll find what it actually is. But at least stop playing the victim. Stop saying, oh my gosh, I can't do this. I'm broke. I can't do this. Like nothing works for me. all right, if nothing's working for you and you don't know what the answer is, then at least commit to solving the problems that are in front of you. Commit to solving them like a boss. Like if you don't know what's going to make you happy, at least shoot for success. And maybe, I'm saying maybe because maybe you don't know yet that it will, but I guarantee you that when you commit yourself, you learn about yourself. Commitment is the ability to forge ahead despite pain. Pain is always an opportunity to grow, right? Most people see pain as painful, which is why they stop, which is why they don't commit. But if you start seeing pain as an opportunity to grow, to solve the answers to the problems that you've been having, and you commit 1000%, not just to solving them, but to exceeding them, that right there, pain is the fire that forges character. That is where you learn about yourself. And where you learn about yourself, the more you learn about yourself, the more you'll know exactly what it is that you actually want to commit to, right? You're never going to figure out what you want to commit to by procrastinating commitment in general. Step one, just commit. I don't care what you commit to. Commit to being wealthy, commit to being a professional blank, whatever, professional musician, commit to being a professional writer, commit to being a professional day trader, dog trainer, whatever you want to be. Commit to it, right? Just commit to something. Just whatever you do, don't commit to being Don't commit to being here, because you'll never find yourself coasting, right? People are waiting for the answer. People are waiting for clarity. It's not going to come. Clarity comes when you walk the walk, when you see the reality unfolding before you, okay? Step one, commit. Step two, learn about yourself. Step three, commit again. Step four, learn about yourself more and commit more and more. Life is designed for you to live. If you are not committing to life, to live your life, then what are you committing to? Are you committing to nothing? This here is the premise as to most people's sadness. We feel lost. We feel we can't commit to anything. And so we feel like we're not living, because we're not. The point of living is to give oneself wholly, to experience everything, every nuance of life, and to learn from it. The point of life is simply to perceive, to open your eyes and wake up every day and see. There is no such thing as fear. There is no such thing as right and wrong. There's only such thing as seeing. Just like a dog who sits and watches the sunset, infinitely seeing. So, if that's the only point, that means that you can commit to anything you want. Go do that. I hope this was helpful today. Wishing you the best commitment. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, follow for more, and looking forward to see you on the next podcast.
I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did find it super valuable and you want to share it with the world, make sure to screenshot, post, and tag me on Instagram so I can see what you're up to and we can connect more. And to get notified on the next episode with me, go ahead and subscribe to the podcast on iTunes or wherever you listen. Now get out there, do great things, be a decent human, and I will see you next time.